I'm Sierra from Anime Beauty by SNB, and in today's video I'm going to be talking a little bit about International Women's Day. Now, for those of you who don't know, International Women's Day is Sunday, March 8th in 2020, so if you're watching this in the future, then that's when I'm filming this, and I just want to talk a little bit about my experience being a woman. So, I am extremely fortunate with where I was born. I was born in Canada, so there's some issues when it comes to being a woman, but that happens everywhere. But for the most part, I am so thankful. I know that there's some people, some women specifically in the world, who don't even get an education, for example, and I couldn't imagine that because I love learning and I love going to workshops and seminars and gaining new skills and all of these things, and I was basically handed my education on a silver platter and told, there you go, this is your right. It's your responsibility, but it is also your right. And I took advantage of that. I just accepted. I didn't really appreciate it when I was going to school. Okay, post-secondary education isn't free, for those of you who don't know, that don't live in Canada, but that's a whole separate thing, and that's not because I'm a woman, that's because it's not free for anyone. I think unless it's supposed to be free if you're under a certain bracket of money, but I don't actually know for sure. But anyways, that's a whole different topic. But yeah, so I'm so thankful that I got that. And I know that there are some women out in the world that are fighting for basic human rights and necessities. Like, I'm very fortunate where I've never really had a problem affording menstrual products. And then the schools and stuff that I went to, or places that I went, they would generally have those for free. Like around town, like at doctor's offices and stuff like that. So I live in a place where you can get it for free, if you know about it. There's some people who don't know they can get it for free, but I feel really bad for women who are out on the streets and they can barely afford food, so they can't afford that, and it's taxed as a luxury item? Nothing luxury about it, hon. Nothing. But yet it's still, I don't know, it's almost like it's deemed inappropriate or something. I don't quite understand it. And then I know a while ago there was a thing called the Me Too movement. And if you don't know what that is, then just search the hashtag Me Too. You'll find it. It was so popular, and I hate that. I know that sounds really bad, but I hated the fact the Me Too movement was popular. And the only reason I hated it is because that means that there was enough women in the world who had that happen to them that it was able to make a movement popular. We made a hashtag popular because of being attacked by men. Well, not because of being attacked by men, but again, look at the hashtag, you'll see. I don't really want to talk about what the hashtag means on this channel, only because I know that there are some children, and I don't want to open their eyes up to that part of the world, and I don't want to trigger anybody who went through it. So, for those of you that don't know, just be thankful. Just be happy that you have no idea what I'm talking about, and I hope to whatever God you pray to that you never have to go through that. Which, oh, actually remember what I was talking about now. I'm gonna get emotional talking about being a woman, even though I'm so lucky. Which, yeah. And then I know so when I was growing up, I would sometimes have people say things to me like, oh, you do that like a girl. And honestly, it never really bothered me because I would see it as, yeah, I do that like a girl because I am a girl. Or if people say things like, oh, you throw like a girl, I would take it as, yeah, I do kind of throw bad, so you're right. Like, I throw like a girl. Whereas I was part of the problem as well. I should have turned around and been like, no, I throw badly. That girl over there, that's, I don't know, is getting the ball into every basket. Shooting every basket, every hoop? I'm trying to be sporty, but I'm really not. But, like, that girl over there, she's aiming at the target and she's getting it every single time. She's throwing like a girl as well, and she's way better than I am. So throwing like a girl isn't a bad thing. But I didn't say that because I threw bad and I wasn't focused on what other girls were doing. I wasn't focused on how what I said or did affected other people. And as I've gotten older, now that people say like, oh, you run like a girl, or you throw like a girl, you do this like a girl, then I say, no, I do it like me. I don't do it like a girl. I happen to be a girl, that's doing it that way, but that doesn't mean that every girl does this way. And it doesn't mean that doing something like a girl is a bad thing. Being a woman is awesome. We're strong and independent, and we give birth, okay? We can grow an actual live human being inside our bodies and then sometimes push it out, sometimes it has to be surgically taken out, but still, we can grow a real live human being inside our bodies. I'm pretty happy doing anything like a girl, because I'm sorry, men can't do that. And the day that men figure out how to grow a human being inside their bodies, they're not gonna want to. So I'm pretty happy with what I am and who I am. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a man, because men are strong and independent, and they have some amazing qualities too. Like, they're awesome. All humans are awesome. But I am so happy that there was an International Women's Day, because, as I was saying, when I was growing up, I didn't really pay attention to how women were treated, and when I was treated badly as a woman, I just shrugged it off and was like, okay, whatever. But I feel like just because, so women have been able to vote for a very long time, at least in my country. I'm sure there's plenty of countries in the world where women aren't allowed to vote, which is just mind-boggling to me. I don't understand how that isn't just, I feel like being able to vote for who is in charge of your country should be something that's just given to you the way air or oxygen is given to you. It just happens, but it's not. And unfortunately, I'm just one person, and I can speak out about what I think, and I can help try to change that. And I can try to make the biggest difference that I can, but unfortunately, there's only so much I can do. So, I don't actually remember what I was going to say. Oh, okay. I remember what I was going to say now. So I know that for me, at least in my country, we've been able to vote for many, 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 many years. And yeah, I really want there to be a woman in charge. Because I know a lot of people are saying that they want a woman president in the States next, which is awesome. I think as long as they're a good president, if it's a male or a female or non-binary, I don't care, just do your job the right way. But I also would really like the same thing in my country. Now, I don't actually mind who's in government, to be honest with you. I'm not really going to get into that, because this is more about women and not about the government, but I do think it would be really, really good to see a woman in charge. And I still feel like even though we can vote, we still don't have a lot of say in a lot of things. It's getting better, where I'm seeing more and more women in a position of power and speaking out and, having a say and being able to put their 2 cents in, but it's not the same. There's not a lot of women that are in a position of power, even where I am, and like I said, I'm very lucky. I know, also being younger, and I've talked about my bullying story before, but I know, now I have nothing wrong with getting the compliment that I'm pretty. I think that's awesome. If you want to compliment me on my looks, you go right ahead. I love it. It's great. But I remember when I was younger, and I might do a story time, explain this a little bit more, but I know when I was younger, people would walk up to my mom, for example, and say, like, oh my God, your daughter's so pretty. And nobody ever, walked up and was like, oh my God, your daughter's so smart. Or, that's so cool that your daughter just did that. She's so talented or inspirational or just other things. It was always focused on my looks. And I feel bad for the women out there who are, geniuses, and they're just all around amazing women, but they don't get the same compliments because they're not pretty, because that's deemed more important than being a good person. It baffles me. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about, being a woman, and there's definitely a lot more to my life than, well, one, being a woman, and there's also a lot of other things that have happened besides just those that I've talked about that connect to that, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about International Women's Day. So for all the ladies out there, I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay strong, stay happy, and I love you. Cheers. Also, P.S. for the guys out there, I love you as well. please stay healthy and happy and treat your women with respect. Okay? Bye.